Hello, everybody. Hello out there. How are you all doing? Dave Rooney here from the Black Donnellys. I'm back with a new bunch of guests, and we're going to be talking to Chris Sines and William Grass. Chris Sines, the bartender from McMullan's, now out in the airport, and William Grass, the whiskey aficionado, who puts on Whiskey Club every month at the McMullan's pub over there, just off Tropicana. This has been a while since I've done this, so I was kind of going to make sure I had everything right. But yeah, so we're going to be talking to them in just a minute. I just wanted to just have a quick little chat. Yeah, we're still the Black Donnellys. We're still at it over there at Rira in the Mandalay Bay, playing 6 nights a week, Tuesday through Sunday, 8 to 12. If you're around, come and see us. A lot of things to talk about, which I'll talk about a little bit later on. But we've got a new album coming up. We've got a new documentary we're working on, which is getting closer and closer to the finished product. Still working on it. We to go and do another bit of filming in about 5 different locations. So hoping to get that done before the end of the year, and hopefully we'll be getting it out during the middle of next year. Fingers crossed. It's amazing when you start to do this kind of stuff, you just don't realize how much goes into it, and you get halfway into it and you're kind of going, oh well, Jesus, I didn't know it was going to be this hard. You know what I mean? So sometimes you want to back out of it and stuff like that, but no, it's still on and very much alive. We're delighted to be doing it, and very excited to how it's going to come out. So I just wanted to do a big shout out to the Iowa Irish Fest that we just recently played down there in Waterloo. Big thanks to Greg there for receiving us and hosting us down there. It was brilliant. It was a great feeling to a great concert. Festival vibe to experience. If you ever are in Iowa, or you're looking for a decent Irish festival to go to, well, certainly this is one to consider down there in Waterloo. Beautiful little town and very well put together festival. So it's well worth your while. Some great acts there. We were there with the High Kings and various other prominent Irish acts, and it was really, really good. So check it out. Very well put together, very professional in the way, and we thoroughly enjoyed it and very much looking forward to going back to it next year. Okay, so that's it for now. Without further ado, I'm going to talk to the two boys. I'm going to bring them in here, and let's see where this goes. Here we go. Gentlemen, how's it going?
Gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Good
afternoon. Just 4 minutes in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So we got Chris Sines here, bartender from McMullan's, now working out at the airport, and we have Mr. William Grass coming to us from Lake Tahoe, who runs the whiskey club over there in McMullan's. And I've had a couple of invites to go to Will's house while he was here in living in Las Vegas, and I wanted to go and see his famous bar. Never got there because I was always working, unfortunately, but thanks for the invites anyway. But it's great to have you here, boys, and it's great to be talking away. So let's just kick it off. Chris, just give us an overview of what we're doing here and why we're here today.
Thank you, Dave. I guess the impetus began a couple weeks ago. As you mentioned, I'm now at the airport, but I did some time there at McMullan's. We all love the pub. Been to the pub, drank at the pub, had a good time at the pub, listened to music at the pub. Mrs. McMullan Lynn reached out to me a couple of weeks ago and asked for some help with St. Baldrick's. That's her passion, that's her play, that's her cross to bear, along with Brian, obviously. And previously working on their social media accounts to get the word out there as they get to the event on September 17th, just shy of a month away now. So obviously they have a big push running up to it and everything. Will does his whiskey dinners every month, but in Baldrick's month, it's especially special. So initially I thought, hey, let's get Will on a Zoom and have a chat. And then I was like, you're better at this than I, so let's all pull it together and have us a chance to commence. So I wanted to have you as a Titan of Rira and Will as a Titan McMullan's come together and kind of talk all things, like you said in the intro, Irish whiskey, St. Baldrick's, pub life, not necessarily in that order.
Okay, excellent. Will, I'll bring you in here. So, Will, you've been running the whiskey club there for the last while. You do it monthly. Just for the benefit of those who haven't, experienced what you do, just give us a little bit of backstory on it, please.
Yeah, so we do it once a month, usually the third Friday of the month. We offer 3 different whiskeys, different styles. And then what we do is we get together and we talk about them. I provide a little bit of history behind the not just the whiskeys, but the distilleries behind the whiskey. You know, how we got to what ended up in the bottle. And what we do is we provide what we call an Irish whiskey passport to everybody, and allows them to take notes, to kind of write down the things they like and don't like, and kind of build a profile for the styles of whiskeys that they can go out, not necessarily at McMullan's, but when they're out somewhere else, and go, okay, these are the kind of whiskeys I like, and might you have some of those here? So, and that's what we do. It just gives opportunity for everybody to get together and talk about whiskey and enjoy it. And on top of the whiskeys, we offer small plates of food, you know, a main course and a dessert to go with it. And as I said, it's just an opportunity for everybody to get together and talk about all things whiskey.
So when would be the next one that if people wanted to go and experience this, when would be the next time?
So the next one we're going to do is actually going to be 2 nights. And this does revolve around St. Baldrick's, is the 9th and 10th of September. This is where we're doing the benefiting the St. Baldrick's Foundation. All proceeds from both of those nights go directly to St. Baldrick's. McMullan's is donating all the whiskeys. I'm donating some of the whiskeys. And so every bit of the funds that we make will go towards St. Baldrick's. And so this is kind of our big whiskey club of the year. Is it gives us an opportunity to give back, and Excellent. So that's what we're going to do.
Excellent. We've had various get-togethers for the Baldricks over at Rira, the hair cutting and just various little bits and pieces of get-togethers. Any kind of way to raise money for this brilliant charity. Just to talk about the childhood cancer for a moment. So I'm just looking at a couple of statistics that you sent me over, Chris, and one in every 5 diagnosed children with cancer actually they don't make it; they pass away, which is a very harrowing number, because that's quite high. And I see we can't treat kids like adults. It's a much more kind of invasive kind of thing to treat it. I'm just trying to work out here. How long have you been doing this? How long has McMullan's been supporting this Baldrick's campaign?
I'm probably going to get slapped on the hand for this. So McMullan's turns 20 this year as far as being a pub that's open. And I want to say this is year 15 or 16. So it wasn't quite the full run, but they were very heavily, actively engaged for the majority of the years that they've been open as a pub.
And
if you to your point there, just like running over some of the statistics, various staff members, they will wear pins on their work shirts that say every 2 minutes, because every 2 minutes the child's diagnosed with cancer. And then kind of dial down a bit within the pub at McMullan's, there's the Red Shoes for Kyra segment that on Fridays they wear the red shoes to kind of just serve as another notification and a talking point, if you will, at tables of people that haven't been to the pub per se.
Okay, excellent. That's really great. Just to go back to the whiskey, Will. So it seems to be making a revival. I mean, of course, whiskey and Irish pubs is quite synonymous, and I don't like to think of myself as any kind of a connoisseur or anything like that, but there are various ones that I do like, Redbreast and Green Spot and so on, which is very nice. And I noticed that Midleton has been mentioned here as well, which I've actually been down to the distillery in Cork, and it's an absolutely gorgeous whiskey. I've just fallen into it pretty much from by association, by being a musician and by being in bars all the time, and the fact that I'm Irish over here in America. People just by definition say, "Oh, he needs a whiskey," So through that, I've kind of developed the acquired taste for palatable whiskey. But Jameson seems to be the main staple, if you will, and an easy kind of a, here we go, we'll have a shot, and we play, various Irish songs that pull at the heartstrings, and we drink a whiskey. But I suppose what I'm asking you is, what would be the ones that are most prominent for you, and why people like them? And do you see the surge that I'm talking about? Has there been a kind of a reborn interest in whiskey, particularly where we are?
Oh, there's no doubt about the rebirth of Irish whiskey. It's we went from roughly 12 years ago only being three having 3 distilleries in Ireland.
Right.
So now we're upwards of mid 40s.
Right.
So yeah, it's going crazy. I happen to be able to go over to the Midleton distillery in June, and talking with them, there was a time not too long ago, only a few years ago, where they were only in production 3 months out of the year. They made enough whiskey in 3 months to get them through the rest of the year.
Wow.
Well, now they're at the point where they are in operation 24/7. They only get Christmas and New Year's off, and now they're going to put 3 new stills in because they can't meet demand. So when you look at the metrics and the numbers behind it, we've kind of been for the last almost 100 years at the coattails of Scotch. Well, they're saying within the next 7 to 10 years, we will overtake Scotch as the predominant whiskey in the world. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Irish whiskey has definitely made a resurgence.
That's such a brave statement. Because I mean, I was a bartender before I was a musician, and I came across a lot of the single malt Scotch whiskies that were kind of praised, like Cragganmore and Lagavulin, Talisker, and the list goes on, as you well know. There's Glenfiddich, and there's 1 or 2 others. But and then that McMullan's, which has a myriad of taste when you drink it. I don't know. There's so many things going on in your mouth when you drink that whiskey. Like Scotch has been obviously hailed as if it were the French wine of the whiskey world, if you like, and now we're being overtaken by New World wines and Californian wine, which has gone shot through the roof, and rightly so, because it's absolutely magnificent.
Well, go ahead, Will.
Yeah, and that's the thing people are finding about Irish whiskey is that it was always a fantastic product, but it was always overshadowed by the Scotch.
Sure.
And now you see, it's not just Irish whiskey. What's brought Irish whiskey to the forefront are Irish pubs.
Right.
You can look back 15, 20 years ago. It was hard to find a good Irish pub in the United States. Now, you look at Las Vegas, how many good Irish pubs do we have there? I mean, there's a number of them. Right. And you go to any town, you can find a good Irish pub with a great selection of Irish whiskeys. So now I think the reason you're starting to see that resurgence is the availability. It's out there, and now you have access to it. Where you talk about your favorites being the Redbreast, which is my all-time favorite, and Green Spot. Well, 10 years ago, no one had ever heard of those. They didn't know what that was.
Right.
But now you can walk into just about any Irish pub anywhere in the world and ask for a Redbreast or a Green Spot, and you're going to get it.
Right.
And the great thing that people are experiencing is the different flavor profiles that Irish whiskey has. That it's not Scotch. We don't do that peat. We don't do that smoke. It's more mellow. It's a milder form of a whiskey, and it appeals to a lot of people. And the more people get exposed to it, the more they're hooked. And now we're actively doing everything we can to pull them away from Scotch.
Excellent. Great answer.
And Will does that monthly. And like I was saying to you guys when we were doing the setup here, I mean, he's becoming a bit of a legend in Irish culture at whiskey, because he took on this niche, this habit, this cult-like following too, and he's really educated himself and goes over there almost yearly, right, Will? I mean,
yeah, at least once a year.
Yeah, about re-education, and his private stock is some. I would imagine his private library of whiskeys is second to none in the country, if you will.
Just look behind him.
No, exactly. I've got an open file cabinet, and he's got 500 whiskeys.
Right. Wow.
But to your point about like the Jameson, and then Will's point about just 3 distilleries 12, 15 years ago to now over 40. Happen chance I was in the Southern Warehouse the other day picking up a case of a bourbon, if you will. Right. But they had a banner up on top of the ceiling that said, Southern Wine and Spirits 2021, 100,000 cases of Jameson sold. That's a lot just in the Las Vegas community. And I know that Reraw and McMullan's have done their part in helping that,
Oh, no doubt. I know the Black Donnellys have, I can tell you that much. When you're playing a show, when we get to, let's say, the weekend, let's say Friday, Saturday, and, it's you're 5 days in, you're 6 days in, and the energy is starting to wane a little bit, somebody always suggests, hey, you guys want a shot? And we kind of, what the hell, and before you know it, you're flying, so, So yeah, I totally get it. It seems to be, you know what? It's even more than that. It's like a it's a come together with people, people you haven't seen for a while. Hey, how you doing? Oh, let's do a shot. You know, what do you want? And we're in an Irish pub, and Jameson seems to be just the staple to go to. You know what I mean? Now, if people are feeling a little bit more adventurous, of course, Redbreast comes out. Yeah, the price does go up a little bit. As I say, we're not connoisseurs, but like if it's being bought for me, I'm going to drink it. There's no doubt about that. But I'm loving that. I'm loving the whole idea that it's actually it's on the upsurge and that we're overtaking. It's amazing. And I suppose we've got the Irish pubs to be thankful for. And pretty much the reason being, I've been playing in them now for nearly 30 years. One thing that I've discovered, or that I've kind of learned about the Irish pub run properly, it's a brilliant business model. And it's a great way. Like, but when people hear of the Irish pub, like you say, well, they just want to come to it and they want to go in and enjoy and stuff like that. And they're renowned for this kind of atmosphere and this kind of this togetherness, and particularly in the world that we live in today, because we've got post-COVID now, and people have been so hemmed up and frightened and afraid and stuff like that. Now they're coming out in their droves and they're jumping up and they're getting involved and everyone's singing and dancing. And it's a great thing to see. And I know whiskey is helping us along with that. As is the Irish pub culture, for sure. I'm happy to be in it. I'm happy to be, a part of it, and I'm happy to be forging through with it. So great work there, Okay, so I just wanted to talk about this date. Will, if you wouldn't mind, or Chris either, just giving me the dates again, folks. I'm going to put this up. This is, if you want to throw your camera onto that, that will take you straight to the Baldrick's website. And all the necessary information, I'm assuming, is there, guys, right?
Correct.
Okay, perfect. So just throw your camera up there, and you'll just get on the QR code there, and that'll get you all the information you need. If you wouldn't mind just giving us the dates again, fellas.
You can go ahead, Chris.
Okay. So the special St. Baldrick's whiskey dinners are the 10th and 11th from 6:30.
9th and 10th. 9th and 10th.
I'm sorry.
Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday. 9th and 10th from 6:30. Advanced ticket sales are 150, day of 175. Will, did you want to talk about the 4 specific whiskeys? I know that I was just doing a little research, and if individually you went out and bought these bottles, if you could find these bottles on the shelves, which some of these are quite rare, it would cost you well over $1,000 to buy these bottles collectively.
Excellent.
Yeah, so when it comes time to do the whiskey club for St. Baldrick's, we go all out. I mean, it's an opportunity for us to express our gratitude for everybody that's going to help us with St. Baldrick's. So we offer these whiskeys. So $150 for the whiskey club sounds like a lot. Normally we average anywhere from $35 to $55. Oh, $150. Well, yeah. When you look at the whiskeys we're offering the Jameson 18-year-old Bow Street, which is a cask strength whiskey that even though they don't make whiskey at the Bow Street facility in Dublin anymore, this whiskey was actually aged there at the old distillery. So it matured there. So that's something that's kind of a rare thing. Talk about your Redbreast. The Redbreast 21. What an outstanding whiskey we're offering as well that night. The Midleton Very Rare, which every year when you look at the Whiskey Spectator magazine, they grade whiskeys. Midleton Very Rare always scores 99 points out of 100 every year. It's just an amazing whiskey. And then the last one, the Midleton Der Gaelic, which is known as a premier Midleton product that is aged in virgin Irish oak barrels, which for anybody that knows anything, not a whole lot of oak trees in Ireland. And so they were able to source some trees that they were able to take to their cooperage and turn into barrels and finish their whiskey in virgin Irish oak. So that's something that is not very common. And these bottles are very, very rare. And so that's going to be the finishing bottle for us of the night, that virgin Irish oak whiskey.
That sounds excellent. And so $150 and the day of, okay, you can buy the ticket sales prior for $150, and then on the day of it's $175. All proceeds going to the Baldrick's Foundation, correct?
Correct. That is correct.
Excellent. This is great. I mean, you know what? First of all, a huge kudos to you for putting this together and being so kind of proactive towards this great thing. I mean, cancer in children is a devastating thing for the families, and it's just nice to know that there are people out there proactively, actively trying to do something about it. So fair play to both of you. What else can I say?
As we wrap this up, can I just say that that's the whiskey date, and then the actual shave day is the 17th. So that starts from 11 a.m. to late.
Okay.
They always encourage, if you go back to that QR code that you flashed a couple minutes ago.
Yes.
You don't have to shave. You can just come. It's an exciting day. It's a joyful day at the pub. It's halfway to St. Patrick's Day. It's not to be overly dramatic, but it is life-changing for a lot of people because you see a lot of things that you wouldn't normally see. So again, that's on the 17th from 11 a.m. until late. They're looking for a few more shave attendees, but by all means, that's not necessary whatsoever. They're very adamant in saying that to McMullan's. So anything helps. If it's $5, $10, if you maybe possibly want to volunteer. I don't know if they're still looking for volunteers or not, but that's the day.
Excellent. That's great. That's great.
One more thing, since we are talking about shaving.
Okay.
So I made a deal with the Whiskey Club members last month. If we can collect $3,000, I will shave my head at Whiskey Club. I still have some left. I do.
No, you do. Yeah.
I do have some left.
Yes, sir.
Never shaved before in my life. So between now and the 9th and the 10th, if we can raise $3,000, I will shave my head at Whiskey Club.
Now there you go, folks.
Yeah.
There is the reveal.
It's not going to be pretty, let me tell you. There's nothing good about this head without hair, but it's for the kids, and why wouldn't you do it?
And fair play to you. That's the way to go, man. That is the way to go. Gentlemen, listen, thanks very much for doing this. It's a great what you do. Thanks for taking the time to go through it. I know it's kind of a flashbang, quick sort of setup, but thanks for doing this. Keep going. The very, very best of luck with it. I'm hoping to be able to get over to one of them whiskey clubs, Will, hopefully, and Chris, obviously, I know you want to buy me sausage rolls, so I'll be there at some we can meet up and have a pint. We're due a sit down and a few beers. Gentlemen, fantastic, great job. Thanks very much for spending the time, and the very best of luck with everything, and I hope it goes well, although I know it will. Okay,
thank you.
Thanks a million.
Thank you for putting it together.
Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity, Dave. I appreciate this.
Fair play to you both. Great to talk to you both. Thanks very much indeed. Okay. All right, ladies and gents, that's it. Pretty much it. Two great fellas there doing great things, and well known here in the Las Vegas area for the last few years, and good friends of mine. So I'm delighted to see them forging through with this. Again, just for myself, we're back at it at RERA 6 nights a week, Tuesday through Sunday. Drop in and see us. We've got a super whiskey collection at the RERA as well, just so I have to throw that in there, or someone's going to give it out to me. I can just feel it. But anyway, wherever you are, have a great day. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy and be safe out there. Good night and God bless.